Hi everyone, Steve here from the Vinyl Record Mission, and today I'm going to blow your mind, your eyes, and your ears using one of these.
Your two favorite guys, Ryan and Steve from the Vinyl Record Mission.
So this is one of the few occasions where on the same day I am making a video about a video that I just finished doing. Yeah, dig number 20 over at the storage unit of the Vinyl Record Mission. I was fortunate enough to pull one of these. This Led Zeppelin 2, an amazing 1969 rock and roll album on the top of many people's lists as one of Led Zeppelin's best records. Well, it's arguably one of Led Zeppelin's best sounding records if you are fortunate enough to get a RL version, the Robert Ludwig Hot Master. I guess they call it the Hot Stamper or whatever. But we just saw Robert Ludwig in an interview call it the Hot Master. So he's the master, I believe what he says. But this is it. I dug it out of dig number 20. You guys saw it who follow us. And I couldn't get home fast enough because, first of all, I've never heard one, never had one in my possession. And so I brought it home. That's the label right there. And you can see the grooves in this record right here. I'm not touching them, just so you know. They are very pronounced. And I am going to do a sound comparison between that issue and then the issue that I had was also a 1969 Monarch pressing right here. It's the gatefold. And it also is this cover right here that you've probably all seen with the gold sticker on there. Also gatefold, as you can see, both pressed at Monarch. So I wanted to do a sound comparison to see really what all the hype is about. It's got to sound that much better for these records in near mint condition to be selling in upwards of $4,500. Sometimes I think I've seen some for $5,300. Near mint copies, promos of course, but those are probably a little more rare than what I found, probably a lot more rare than what I found. And it turns out that this is Robert Ludwig's favorite pressing, the one that I picked up right here. He said some people say there's other ones. I guess everybody's ear is different. But what I want to do is I'm going to use my dB meter right here, and I'm going to play both records. And when you usually do this, you adjust the sound, the dBs, to the volume knob so that you get the same dBs from two different records so that you can be fair about how the music sounds coming out of the speakers. It should be coming out of the speakers at the same decibels. In this case, I want to see how many more decibels this record was mastered at than the other one. So that's what we're going to do here today. And I'll tell you what, I'll let your own ears be the judge, but mine were blown away. There's a clear difference, and it's masterful, and it's worth every additional dollar that you have to pay to have this pressing if you're a big Led Zeppelin fan. So check out these two sound bites. There's the Super SS right there, you see? And then over here you got the RL right there. And there's your M for the Monarch pressing. I wish I could play the entire album for you guys. But for copyright reasons, I got to limit it to 5 seconds per each clip. And who knows? I still might get dinged. I don't know. But it's worth taking the chance so that you guys can hear the difference between those two albums. And you tell me in the comments, were you able to hear a difference? If you couldn't hear a difference, you could certainly see the difference in the decibels. It looks like an additional 10 dBs coming out of those speakers on the Robert Ludwig Hot Master. And it really, really does make the other one sound flat, just flat and lifeless. So, man, I don't know what I'm going to do with the other one. I might make a salad bowl out of it or something, or I don't know. But no, it's not that bad. But I can clearly hear the difference, and I'm clearly ecstatic to have an RL pressing finally in my collection. There was also a visual difference in the vinyl, as you can see right here. So take a look at the grooves and how this master was cut. It just, you can tell these grooves are very pronounced compared to the other pressing that Robert Ludwig did not do, but also came out of Monarch. I mean, you can see here, you can see over here, they're just very pronounced. And I guess that's where the detail's at. So check out the other pressing and the grooves on that. You can clearly see a difference. This almost looks flat. Over here, you can barely see the lines of the grooves, I'm sorry. And just a complete and total difference from one pressing to the other. So you can see how the grooves in the pressing are much more prominent and like visible. They're like 3D. They just literally jump off of the record on the Robert Ludwig pressing. The other Monarch pressing they're a little more subdued. They're not as visible. You can still see them, but they're just not as highlighted. The other ones look like they're 3D almost. So I'm sure that has a lot to do with the sound quality. So funny story, as much as people are looking for this album, as highly sought after as it is, the executive of Atlantic Records was furious. He told Robert Ludwig to make this thing hot, make it loud, make it proud. He wanted to hear it. He wanted him to really, really just beef it up. So Bob went in and did what he was told. The record executive, I can't remember what his name is, from Atlantic Records, the guy who ran the whole show, took the record home, gave it to his daughter to play. She put it on her little rinky-dink stereo system, and it came out so hot, the needle was bouncing all over the place. It was bouncing off the record. It wouldn't stay on in the grooves. And it just pissed off whoever the Atlantic, I should have got his name, but I didn't. I was too excited to do the video. But anyways, it really ticked him off, and he's like, no more of these. So they stopped pressing them. But they had already sent out, thousands of them, I believe. And what I understand, it's very hard to find one in clean condition. The average condition of this record is VG at best. And even those are selling, for in the hundreds of dollars. So, thank goodness most of the album is a rock and roll record. So you can't really hear, the surface noise in the background. But I will say this, if everything else is, hot and big and bold, well, that also means that any surface noise that's on that record is going to come out exactly like that. Hot, big and bold, and audible. So I will say that in some of the parts, I still have to give the record a good cleaning. But most of it, I can't hear a thing. But there are some parts where when the surface noise does come in, it's hot. It's coming in hot. So yeah, it's a double-edged sword, man. Now I see why the mint and near mint condition pressings of this album are just so coveted because on the right system, man, I mean, Robert Plant sounds like he's in my living room when his voice comes out of the speaker. And it's just so balanced, and the sound stage is just amazing. Robert Ludwig is a master engineer. So hope you enjoyed this quick little video, and I hope you got to see me pull that. Well, you might not have recognized me because I was in my Halloween mask. Yeah, I was wearing, I know, yeah, funny, ha ha ha, funny. I could already hear Ryan saying, well, you're still in your Halloween mask. Yeah, that's Ryan for you. But yeah, I was wearing a monkey mask. That's my Halloween mask that I wear every now and then. It's one of my favorite masks. So you probably recognize me. Maybe you recognize my voice, but you definitely, any of you that tell me that you didn't see any difference, thanks. I could take it. That's a good one. All right, so I will let you guys go now with that in your minds. You also saw that I showed you where what to look for in the dead wax when you're out there searching for these records. When you see them, always check them. It's worth it every time. Check the dead wax for the RL and the 2 S's and the M for Monarch. And one day you're going to find one. I just know you are. So never give up. Keep on digging. And we'll see you guys on the next dig. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.
If you haven't, make sure you hit like and subscribe to the Vinyl Record Mission so that way you don't miss out on any future content. More videos coming your way.